Hello everybody, Michael Maloney for the Veterans Memorial Park and Digital Library in Greenville, Ohio. As promised, we are here at the 118th VFW Convention here in New Orleans, and I'm pleased and honored to introduce our next guest and the epitome of never stop serving. We always have good guests. I've got a really good one sitting right next to me, and he's from the great state of Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Keith Harmon, the next National Commander of the VFW. Keith,
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's so nice for you to talk to us for a second, sir. Please start by telling our viewers a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, your family, where you went to school,
okay,
and then your military service, please.
I was born and raised in Van Wert, Ohio. Went to Van Wert High School. Active. Was a sports fanatic, football, baseball, played a little bit of basketball. Went on to, upon graduating from high school, I attended Giffen Junior College in Van Wert, Ohio. It was a small junior college there. I went for 2 years, and while I was going to college there, I also worked at a local factory full-time. Upon graduation from the junior college, I went on to Kansas State Teachers College in Emporia, Kansas. I thought really that I wanted to become a school teacher, but after I had been out there for about a semester, I faced the realization that that's not what I wanted to do. I thought what I really wanted to do was go home and marry my high school sweetheart, and that's what I ended up doing.
So we got about Mary Lou.
Absolutely,
right,
Mary Lou. Yes,
absolutely.
yeah.
Good to know.
Yes, and we have been together for. We'll celebrate our 50th wedding anniversary in September.
Outstanding, congratulations.
Yeah, and we got married in September 23rd of 1967. I got drafted into the military in December of 1967, and I served in the United States Army through the last day of November of 1960.
Army who?
Served through the last day of November 1969. I took my basic training in Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and went from there to Fort Rucker, Alabama for aviation training. I went to 2 different schools there, and then was sent to Fort Campbell, Kentucky, the 101st Airborne.
Oh, we were there.
Where we formed an entire company and started training for our venture in Vietnam. We left for Vietnam March 17th of 1969. I was working aircraft maintenance at the time. When we got over there, after I worked in maintenance for about 2 or 3 months at the most, and became a crew chief and door gunner on Huey helicopter. So I flew all over I Corps in Vietnam. Our base camp was Camp Eagle right outside of Hue, near where the Tet Offensive took place. Would not trade my military experience for anything. It teaches you about respect, duty, honor, and country. As I said, I wouldn't trade those experiences for anything. I got out of the military in 1967 or 1969. Went back to my factory job. Started raising a family.
Where was your factory?
I worked at for Fruhoff Trailer in Delphos, Ohio. Worked there for nearly 25 years.
Delphos is that's south.
It's a little bit. It's about 12, 15 miles east of Van Wert, Ohio.
Van Wert, okay.
And about 12 or 15 miles west of Lima, Ohio. So I worked there for almost 25 years, and I quit. I changed careers. I became a county veteran service officer for the next 20 years, dealing with veterans' benefits, state and federal benefits for their dependents, their spouses, widows, and so on. Very rewarding.
What county was that, sir?
In Van Wert County.
Van Wert County.
In Van Wert County, yes. Very rewarding, and as equally as rewarding as it was frustrating also. Just trying to get a veteran his or her benefits, and it sometimes doesn't matter how hard you try, it doesn't pan out. I thoroughly enjoyed that job. Got actively involved in the Veterans Reform Wars in 1983. That's when I joined. And I joined the Delphus VFW Post 3035 thanks to a very, very persistent brother-in-law. Every time he would see me, he just kept sticking a membership application in front of my face, and I don't know how many times he did it. And I finally got so tired of seeing that application that I said, "Well, give it here." I filled it out, gave him my military discharge, and then my wife encouraged me. She said, you're a member now, and you need to go up there and find out what the organization is about. So I did that, and immediately became an officer in the post. Been actively involved.
You moved through all the chairs, and
I've held every office on the post level, and I progressed through our district too. Had the good fortune the district had an exceptional year. The year I was district commander during the 1990-91 year, and the district was an All-American district. I received my first All-American cap right here in New Orleans. So New Orleans is a special place to me.
What year was that?
In 1991.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then I started through I had numerous positions on our state level, and then I got involved with the state VFW and started through the chairs there, and I was state commander during the 2004-2005 year, and again the entire state just worked there.
You're All-American there, too,
Yeah,
weren't you?
we ended up, we were very successful. We were an All-American.
Cool.
And that served as I thought, this gets in your blood, and the more you get involved, the more you want to do. And so then ran for the next council position representing Ohio, and I won that election, and I served that position 2006 to 2008. Start campaigning to become a national officer. This is something that people dream about. You never think it's going to become a reality because we're an organization that has been in existence for 118 years.
Sure.
And over 118 years, there have been millions and millions of people that have been members of our organization. And just to think that next Wednesday, I will only be the 118th person to ever lead this great organization, and that's so humbling. And we're an organization. We touch lives of people every day. Every day.
Every day.
Every day. We do so much for so many, and we ask for absolutely nothing. The community service work that we do, what we do to support our nation's veterans and service members, and those that have served in the past, those that are serving today, and we're going to work for those that are serving in the future. It's just a phenomenal organization, and I love what we're doing. I love what we stand for, and I guess I'll be doing this until 6 individuals come and take me to my grave.
Yeah. And we sure do appreciate it. Again, our show is called Never Stop Serving.
Yeah.
You're a great example of that, sir, and we appreciate it. What are your plans? You've been All-American District Commander, you've been All-American State Commander. What are your plans now? Because, it's no secret. Membership is a challenge.
Membership has been...
It's a challenge.
And
What's your plan?
When I was a state commander back in the 2004-2005 year, John Fergus from the great state of Tennessee was a national commander. And John he had a passion for Teddy Roosevelt, former United States president and life member of the Veterans of Foreign Wars. And Teddy Roosevelt in the war, he named his people the Tough Riders. So John, because of his fondness of President Roosevelt, he named his state commanders the Tough Riders, and he gave us a challenge. He always had stories about Teddy Roosevelt, and he always talked about his climb to San Juan Hill. And San Juan Hill in this reference was our membership. Our membership. We needed to get to the top of San Juan Hill. And we came close, but unfortunately, close only works in horseshoes. We attained 99.12% membership. We're about 16,000 members short of our goal. So I have the group that will serve as my state commanders. Well, we have talked numerous times And I don't remember the Teddy Roosevelt stories, but I remember the challenge for us to climb San Juan Hill. And that has been my challenge to my group of state commanders. I have a lot of retired military people that are professional people. I have 53 individuals that seem like they have wanted. They've formed a team. They're anxious to get going. So we're going to see what we can do. I have a unique opportunity to make the second run at San Juan Hill.
Yeah.
So that's my challenge to my group. We need to get to that, and I'm going to push. I mean, that's the only way you get there. You have to push it. I'm going to push it. I'm going to push it hard. But we need to do more legislatively, and primarily since sequestration went into effect in 2011, that has been the VFW's #1 priority.
Will you explain that, sir? What's sequestration?
Sequestration.
People that don't know.
When sequestration resulted as when they increased the budget deficit in 2011, they said that we needed to find an equal amount of spending cuts with discretionary spending. And so they set up a special committee to try to accomplish that. If the committee did not reach a goal or could not find an equal amount of budget cuts, then across the board, cut 10% would go into effect. The committee failed to find those cuts, so a 10% across the board cut went into effect. Discretionary funding affects the military, the Department of Defense the most, because that's where the largest portion of discretionary budgets are from, as well as the VA. The VA has been exempt from sequestration the entire time. Sequestration is the law of the land. It is the law of the land. It has had a tremendous effect upon today's military, even though it's been put on hold. It has been the VFW's top priority goal since 2011 to put an end to it. We need to write a piece of legislation to get it off the books because it is a law. I have heard our Washington office talk about sequestration and the effects it is having on today's military. I have read about it in every service magazine that I belong to. In 2 years ago, when I was Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief, I made a foreign trip to Belgium and then on into Germany. While I was in Belgium, I had the opportunity to go to SHAPE and NATO headquarters, and I received briefings by admirals and generals and command sergeant, all the leadership people there, and talked to the troops as well. We went into Germany and I visited 4 or 5 military installations there, received briefings at every one of the facilities. And again, every day I had lunch with anywhere from 15 to 20 of the troops. And my first question was always, what effects the sequestration is having on the military? And what I was told was that even though sequestration went into effect in 2011, it wasn't implemented until the second half of 2012. And the immediate impact was that all aircraft were grounded. All aircraft. All ships were docked. All ground training discontinued. Everything. Civilians were furloughed. The only ground training, the only training that was being done was for any troops that were going to be deployed to a combat area. Other than that, everything stopped. When Congress realized what a devastating effect that sequestration had, said, well, we just need to put it on hold. Not eliminate it, we just need to put it on hold. It's still the law of the land, and at any given time, they could re-implement it. When I was in SHAPE and NATO headquarters in the military installations in Germany, I had admirals and generals telling me that, that without the air, the National Guard and Reserve units doing their 90-day rotations in and out, to the airport is going to do a fraction of what they're doing in Europe, but they don't have the money, they don't have the troops, they don't have the equipment. They said for every month that an aircraft does not fly, that a pilot's not in that plane flying, it takes them anywhere from 2 to 3 months of training to get back to their peak. And it's the same people that are 2 to 3 months worth of
additional training to get them back and
to get them back
to snuff.
Yeah, get them back to snuff. Meanwhile, they're flying over Syria, and
Okay.
yeah. I have heard Senator McCain say sequestration is never supposed to happen. I have listened on C-SPAN to the chairman of the Armed Services Committee talk about how underfunded the military is, how the shambles that it's in. I watched Jennifer Griffin on Fox News talk about, in particular, Marine Corps and Navy aircraft, fighter planes, and that they're lucky if they have 50% that are flyable, but they can't get parts because it's
Is that still happening right now?
Yes, yeah. So we as an organization, we have to put pressure on Congress. We have to put pressure on Congress. We have to put a stop. And we can do that. I mean, we have 1.7 million members of our organization and auxiliary. And if 1.7 million members of Veterans of Foreign Wars and auxiliary contacted their legislators, somebody would set up and take notice. And that's what we have to do. And that is going to be one of my priorities. I have already told our Washington staff that walk the halls of Congress and talk to the Department of Defense, the Secretary of Defense, basically practically on a daily basis. So that is your priority in Washington. I want the phone lines lit up, the hard copy letters, emails, whatever it takes. Do it monthly. If that doesn't work, do it every 2 weeks. I don't care. Do it weekly. Do it daily. I don't care. But we need to put this to bed.
Is there any special reach out to veteran legislators, like veteran congressmen? and stuff
Absolutely.
like that?
Absolutely. That's who we need to
Those
contact.
caucuses and stuff
Absolutely.
like
That's who we need to be contacting.
that.
Your state Sherrod Brown and Rob Portman, our senators, and we need to be contacting them. We need to just contact your congressional representatives as well. But we need to put it to bed. And we're going to do that.
Right on, sir. Right on. And I wish you all the luck in the
Thank
world.
you.
Get out
Thank
there and get out there and get them. Anything else you'd like to say in general to anyone? We've got a little something for you. Do you have anything else you'd like to say? We sure do appreciate you talking to us.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you and let me tell about the VFW story.
Absolutely.
Because, like I said, we touch lives every day.
We're time honored.
And we honestly feel with what we do, we have some phenomenal corporate sponsors, being Burger King and sport clubs. Not every Burger King is a participant in our unmet needs program, but there are many. There are about 1,600 at least 1,600 that are. And over a number of years, they have given us about $7.5 million, and that $7.5 million allows us to give grants to a lot of spouses. Their spouse may be deployed, and they're at home, and a car breaks down, hot water heater goes out, furnace goes out, air conditioning goes out. They can't pay the rent. They need groceries, they need medicine. Come and see the VFW, because we can help.
At any level.
At any level.
At any level, you
At
can come see
any
us.
level, you come
True.
and see us. No one does more for veterans than the Veterans of Foreign Wars. We touch lives of veterans every day. Every day. Veterans, family members, every day. And I'm proud to be a member, and I belong to every veterans organization that there is. This is my priority, where my passion is.
Hey, thank you again, sir.
You're welcome.
But
Thank you.
hang on one second
Yes.
here. Cassie, come in here just a second. Come right up here a second. 1 second, sir.
Hi.
Behind the curtain.
Kat, nice to meet you.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful.
Great.
We have something for you, sir. Here, turn around here, Cassie, so we can see it. We have something for you, and I want to make sure you know Cassie designed this.
Oh, really?
Especially, sir. Does that look
Really?
familiar to you?
Yeah,
That guy look familiar?
yes.
That is yours, sir.
That is so neat.
Look at
Thank
that.
you. And I have been to the Greenville VFW post. I've seen the Memorial Park.
And
there,
Cassie
yes.
is now our intern director. She's going to
Really?
be helping us
Yeah.
with everything.
Good.
She just graduated from the school that we're doing
Yeah.
this program on.
Yeah.
Wanted to give you that for you,
Well,
sir.
thank you.
And
Thank you
again.
very much. I certainly appreciate it. I wear that very proudly.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you again,
You're
sir.
welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was nice meeting you.
Stay tuned, everybody. The national commander's up next. The current one. Thanks.